Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and I'm going to start working on a shared library that has a whole bunch of Roslyn helpers, utilities, assistants, things like that. And don't really have a good name for it just yet. I think I'm going to call it like Roslyn assistants or something like that. I hope I can come up with something a little bit more clever than that, but not clever, but a better name. That's not a great name. That being said, that's what I want to work on, because a lot of the things that I do with analyzers and source generators and whatnot, I've found a couple of things that I've used over and over again that I think are helpful, like the namespace gatherer. I think that's actually something that I keep copying and pasting and copying and pasting, and I don't want to do that anymore. So the thing though about doing that is that means that I'm going to go into a whole bunch of other libraries I already have, like Transpire, Rocks, and other ones, and reference that as a NuGet package. And as if you've seen with my latest episodes with trying to get auto deconstruct to work, I have had to drop humanizer because I could not figure out how to get the package to work correctly. Meaning, if I referenced the project as a project reference, it wouldn't work. Now, one thing I was wrong about, and I didn't really realize this until it's done, because I just wanted to get done. So I took humanizer out and I just did the camel case thing myself, because quite frankly, it was pretty simple to do. It was like 2 regexes or something like that. And I'm like, it's easier for me just to get this done than and copy and paste that code and give credit where credit is due than to try and figure this out. But if I'm going to do this shared library, I have to figure this out. I've got to get this to work one way or the other. So with that being said, I am going to go through a little experiment here. And as you can see, I have the solution all lined up. This isn't in GitHub just yet. I'm not really sure if I want to, I might put this out in GitHub. By the time this episode airs, it might already be in a repository for, under my account. But right now it's just local. And the thing that I want to do with this library, or this solution, I should say, is to create a source generator that references a NuGet package, and then get this to work both at what I'm creating, both as a package reference and a project reference. I have a test project here, as you can see, and that's going to reference the base one. And I know that works. I just want to make sure that what I write actually works. This isn't going to be full-fledged. It's the idea I have is very simple, and it's not intended to be a representation of what a good source generator is, nor does it have any functionality in it that I'd want to share. I'm actually going to just use humanizer to basically camel case the name of a found type, and that's it. So, it's really, honestly, it's dumb. It's not a smart thing. It's not a good thing that you'd want to, I should say, it's not something you'd want to use. But all that being said, this is just an experiment. It's more about how do I get a NuGet package reference to work such that I can reference what I do as a NuGet package reference or as a project reference, because it's always been a pain. It really has. And again, I was wrong in the previous episode with auto deconstruct. A guy by, I think it's Jay Marloff or something like that on Discord. I think he works at Microsoft. But the cookbooks, that's the first link up there, and I'll remember to have the links in the description. But that cookbook talks about how you can reference a NuGet package from a source generator such that it will come along for the ride if you reference that as a NuGet package. And that's what I wasn't doing in Autodestruct or any of my other episodes, and that's what I was missing. And I just wasn't putting like 2 and 2 together. And so what you have to potentially do is put copy local lock file assemblies on true, and then that probably will work, hopefully. It's one of the things that I think his name is Jonathan. I think he did say in one of the chats that this is something that should be, I don't know if the right word is solved, but it should be made a lot easier for people to do, and they just haven't put what's the phrase I'm thinking of, that they haven't prioritized it. They wanted to get the feature out and make sure that it works, but all the tooling and SDK stuff potentially around it, it's just not that easy. And they know that. So, I mean, and I appreciate the honesty. I'm glad that they're saying, hey, look, we just, and I get it. There's, again, people look at big companies like Microsoft and say, well, you have billions of dollars and you have all these people working there. How can you not get something? Just make it happen. And it's easier said than done. It's not the easiest thing in the world to just say we can do everything. I mean, you can't. Even a company that is as big as that, they don't have infinite resources. They've got a whole bunch of other things to do and work on, and they have to prioritize just like anybody else does. Every company, every project, every client I ever worked with in my life, you always had to come to some point where you got to say you can't have everything. That's one of the, I think, harder discussions that when I was a consultant that you would have with clients sometimes is you have to understand right off the bat, we can't do everything yesterday. That's not in the cards. And, that's also where sometimes I get a little bit, not nostalgic about consulting, but I remember sometimes where, well, you're being, your billing rate's so high and, you should just be able to do everything yesterday. It's like, no, that's just not the way it works. It doesn't work that way for anybody. Things take time and you have to prioritize what's the most value right now. And does it make sense for us to do this and why? And you have to put some things at the top and some things at the bottom. This is something that hasn't made it there yet. I am hoping that for .NET 7, maybe even .NET 8, at some point in the very near future, they make this so that if you're making a source generator, there is an SDK project type or something that's in place that just makes it simple. If I'm referencing a NuGet package, it just works. I don't have to do a lot more than what I already am doing. And I get it. It is what it is in terms of that this isn't a simple feature. You know what I mean? It's not. It's somewhat difficult to say the least. But anyway, so I want to get this solved first. So first things first, we're going to create a simple generator. So let's go into here. Now let's make sure that we've got our, do I want to use this one? Does it matter? Really doesn't matter. It's just that rock is pretty complicated. And I guess I can make this internal. Doesn't really matter. Although, yeah, we'll just make it public. It's I don't want to deal with trying to. Okay, I thought I put in here. I guess I did not. Okay, all right. So let's come back over here. And that's right. I was about to start to go off and do a whole bunch of things, and I'm like, no. Wait. Hold on. Actually, let's go to auto deconstruct. Let's reference that one instead as kind of like where we're going to copy and paste some stuff from. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to come in here. Of course, we want to change some stuff here. I don't even think we need the assembly name here. We don't need a description here. Package, sure, whatever. Can do that. There is no package project URL, which does mean the source link thing I can get rid of. This one I want to keep in. With namespace, we can do that. Repository, there is no repository right here. There is no project URL. We don't have a license, so we can get rid of that as well. Okay, again, it's mostly about trying to figure out the reference stuff. So I think that's at least good enough for now. So let's come back over here. Now you should know what that is, and you do. And now we can say incremental generator, and we can say implement that. And we know that this is going to be a block body method. So that, come over here, generator. So the first thing we're going to do is do the filter, and we're going to say, all we're going to do is look to see if it's a, all we care about is, are you a type node? That's all we care about. We don't even care about capturing the reference. Okay. There, that makes it really simple. Actually, I got a text. Hold on. My wife is shopping, and sometimes when we go grocery shopping, we're texting each other like, do we have this? Do we have that? Okay, so I think that should be it. Now, why are you barking though? Oh, well, yeah, we're going to use it. Yeah. And we're definitely going to use it. And then this, we want to do the same thing. I'm going to learn from what I did last time, and that use declared symbol, buddy. Okay, now what we're going to do is this. We don't care about the analyzer options. We're just going to do that. Okay, and then we should be able to say context register source output, where the output is, I think I got to do this. Or do I? Provider. Well, yeah, you have to say collect, I think. And that gets you a, it gets you the symbol. That's an incremental value provider. So what do we want to say here though? Context, compilation provider. I think that's what we want to combine with the provider, that collect, and that gives us a combination or something like that. And this should have like a right and a left, I believe. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yes. Oh, and that's what we're calling output here. Okay. So we get a register source output with a something or other. Again, I'm really trying to do this not as necessarily fast as I can, but as simple as I can. I really do not want to be spending. Oh, and that goes, wait. Sure, whatever. So source right, what is a source? You don't know what that is, but you do now. And then the source left. That should just be the compilation, right? The left here is the compilation. Compilation is the left. Well, I don't know if we're going to need it, but yeah, we'll just do that. Okay. So now we're going to say, let's do this. Let's actually just go full out. I named type symbol. Well, you know, no. We're just gonna follow this. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. And we don't need the methods. And we can say for each type and types. What we're gonna do is we're gonna generate some source code. Okay, and the source code is gonna be very, very simple. We're eventually gonna do this. Type name, and we're going to call it experiments. Okay, we're not going to have a builder probably. What we're going to probably just do is inline it, even though it wouldn't be that much work, but that's fine. We want, yeah, let's have a private static source text. Do you know what that is? Now you do. Get text. We're going to have I named, type symbol, type. Let's just go with that for now. I don't know if we're going to need anything else. Nope, not that. I don't want to come over here. And let's just do this, except we're going to simplify it a little bit. Okay, let's get that in so you know what that is. We're just going to say it's a tab. We're gonna rule and say it's a tab. Okay. Now, what was my idea in the first place? Let's grab this comment here. Probably the first episode is me just creating this, but again, we got it. We have to have something here just to play in a very controlled way. So basically, we want to reference humanizer.core. Okay. So managing your packages. Browse humanizer. And I think it's just the core one we need. There. Install. Okay. Now I think though what we're going to want to do is let's read the documentation on the cookbook, because we need this for a package reference. And then the other thing I think we're going to need for the project reference. So if I scroll the way down, blah, 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 blah. Package is a generator using functionality, any generation. So what do we want to say? Generate, do not include the generator as a lib dependency, which I believe we already have set. No, we don't. So do not, we do have generate package on build. We need that one as well. Okay. And then the package reference, we want to be this. Okay. So we're going to do that. And then we're also going to make a package the thing, which we're already doing, but we want this one, except we're going to change it back to the thing we want for humanizer. Okay. So this is going to be what this is. Okay. And can I remember the keystroke? Nope. There we go. That's what it is. Yes. But we want that to be underscore, and then that should be good. Okay. Now the one other thing from the notes though is if you also want it to work, you want the copy lock local file assemblies. This is for hopefully the project reference to work. Okay. All right, we're good there. Let's get back to generating some code and we'll deal with other stuff later. So what we want to say is, we know this. We know that we're not going to be in a global namespace. We're not going to do that. Remind me if I write a test where I actually do that to slap myself. And then we're going to want that. Okay. And then we want to have a public static partial class. And then we'll do that again. Type name extensions. Perfect. Sure. Sure. And then we're going to want we can actually do this as an expression body member. Okay. So we're going to say public static void to camel case. And we're taking the type name as self, and that's it. We don't have any out parameters. Okay. So we're going to do that and then that. We're going to indent, do something, and then we're going to outdent. Okay. And that should be good there. And what is this going to do? This is going to do let's clear all this out. We wanted to do name of this is going to be really silly type of it's the actual whatever type dot name. We're doing that camelize. Now, by doing this though, we also need to do a using statement. So we want to have indent writer right line, just that, but this will be using humanizer.core. I believe that's what we want to do. Okay. So if using an core space, namespace, to camel case, where we're taking some instance of a type, but we're just going to name of camelize. It would just really just silly. It's just totally silly, but that's all we care about, because we want the end product to reference humanizer. Okay, humanizer. Let me just try if I did something like this and I did camelize. Would you know what that is? Oh, it's just using humanizer. See, I'm glad I did that. Okay. So it's just using humanizer. That's good enough. Okay, we can get rid of this because that's not what we're going to do. Okay. So we put that in there. That's good. Now we want to get some source text. So how do we get that? Source text from... Really, we just want to say the writer toString. Okay. So we'll say source text from writer.toString. And then we'll say encoding system.text. That's that. So now up here, what we're going to do to get that text, we're just going to say experiment generator dot get text given the type. And there we go. And Bob's your uncle. Okay. And Alice is your aunt. So let's just do a couple of really quick tests on this. Let's just do Shift F6. Let's see if that actually has any issues with just building this project, which I hope not. Yeah, we don't need compilation. Some target frameworks declared in the dependencies group of the new spec in the library folder. You know, I bet what the problem is with that is this copy local lock files. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's just, you know, let's get the test to run, and then why do you? I thought I put an editor config in here. No, not that. With the source code text editor. Yeah, you should all be not complaining about that. Why are you complaining about that? Jeez. Yeah, you don't need compilation. That's fine. We found that out. So we can take that out. Okay. Clear this. Can we build this now? Or are you still going to be problematic? Some target frameworks declared in the dependencies group. That doesn't make any... I've never seen that before. See, again, another thing that I'm just trying to do something which I think is really simple and really straightforward. And it just does not work. And I probably am just missing something. Description, embed and track sources, generate package on build, include symbols, include build output, but we don't have that in there. So let's just, I don't know, do that. Package ID. We don't have a license, require a license. There's no license to accept, so who cares? Package version. Publisher, no, root namespace. Symbol package format that. That should be everything. Right? I don't know what else I would need to do here. And now it's succeeded. Okay, so these two are a little sus. But that's okay. We're going to come into here now and say, we're going to just reference project reference. We can just reference it as a regular project reference. Okay. We're going to need to copy, though, a couple of these two things. And we're just going to throw them in here. The only thing we're going to do is change them so that they're the right name. Okay. Which is that. And this is that one, and then this one, and then we gotta grab some references of things. So we're gonna do all this here. Okay, and then we're gonna come back up here and we're gonna put that there and do that. And now at least all these things should start lighting up because we actually have referenced them. I can see that they're not, but that's okay. Well, you should know now. Okay. That's fine now. Okay, so that's good. This should all be good now, as it is. Yes. Okay. So let's do this. Again, very simple. Come on. Go away. Go away. You don't. Thank you. Jeez, why? Did you? There you go. Now make that public. Public static void generate. That's all we want to do. We just want to have one test to show that this actually is generating what we believe it should be generating. So this is a instance test. Sure, we can just kind of grab and paste this and make it work for, well, let's just, wait, no, I copy what you need, Jason. Okay. All right, so now here, this is experiment generator. And this would be the name of it. And then what did I say the name of it was going to be of the file? Experiments. Sure. Experiments. And then you're missing something here. Okay, what don't you know of? Oh, these have to be async task. Generate async. There. Okay. So all we need to say here is we're going to put a test space, we're going to put a class here, but that's all we care about. It's just a type declaration. That's all we needed this to be. This is going to be in the same namespace. This is going to be test extensions, and we're going to have a public static. Yes, and that's right. We need this. Okay, so we're going to need that. I don't think we actually need to reference system because we don't care, except we need this to return a string. I don't think you're going to need to have actually using system there for it to be correct. So, okay, now, oh, we don't have nullable enable in there. Okay. Which I guess we don't really care about because we're not doing anything with it. So let's get rid of that. This is called to camel case. It takes the type name is that, and then it just does that. But then what it also does is it says name of, and then it should be the type name, the name of test dot camelize, and that should be it. Does this blend? Does this actually work? Because then in the next episode is where I'm going to have to really dive deep and say, does this really work or not? Because that's the whole point of this. And then once I get that to work, I can start actually building the assistant library. Hopefully that I can start to be inspired with a better name. Okay, so did you actually... Okay, so you failed. What'd you fail on? Oh, yeah, I said string. I meant string. Okay. Glad I was going to say, let's just do this and not have tests, but I'm like, no, let's make sure we actually are generating code, and I think it also compiles it, so we should get a good indication of whether it's actually good code or not. Okay, what's now here? The typer namespace humanizer could not be, oh, sugar. How do I get it to understand that it needs to reference additional references? I think here I could say humanizer. Humanizer. Except the thing here is I'm going to actually need it to reference humanizer here as well. Because if you notice in this project, it's a private asset. So when you reference it, it doesn't know that that's, I believe that's what it's doing here. So we need to actually reference it here. Okay, so wait a minute. That. Let's do this. And then we need this, that, except we don't need to do any of this. We're just going to reference it as a simple package. Okay. So let's come back over here and do you know anything about humanizer dot? We really don't care, right? We don't care about any type. Is there just like a enumeration here? Grammatical? Yeah, that's all we need. Ugh. Excuse me. So we do that. Nope. Come on. That. Okay, so now at least I think it should know what that means. Hold on. More like texting. Maybe. Or not. No. Okay. Now let's give that test a try. Do you know things or do you not know things? You still don't know things. What's the problem now? Okay, why is this all the way over here? Assembly human uses system runtime, which is a higher version to reference. Oh, Jesus. What? This stuff just is never, it just, oh my God. I just can't win. I just cannot win with this stuff. Six, 5. Oh, no, those are CS errors. Use a system run in version 6, which has a higher identity. Well, actually, hold on. Let me go to NuGet here. I just want to see something real quick. I don't think it is just specifically to 6. That would actually be surprising. Humanizer.core. Dependencies. Yeah, it's... Well, it has it, but it should... Why all this crap? I just want something to work. String path. Metadata reference. I just... Tune in next episode. Oh, brother, this stuff just never, ever, ever, ever stops. You just want to do one simple thing, and you can't because of stuff like this. I'm guessing Humanizer, even though it's referencing .NET Standard, it targets 1.0 and .NET Standard 2.0, but also targets .NET 6. And I have the feeling, because the reference assemblies are .NET 5, it's... Can I just ignore this? I mean, there's a part of me that just wants to say, you know what? I don't really care if the test fails or not, because all I really want to do is see, did you actually generate what I thought you were going to generate? You know, and this is where all this, the NuGet packages that I'm using here to reference assemblies from, it needs to get an update because it doesn't understand what incremental generators are, which means they need to have .NET 6 supported in it, and they just don't yet. I don't know if include pre-releases. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, they got 4.1, but not this. What is this? Source generators test. Why would that show up? Uninstall this package. Why would I want to uninstall the package? So there's a common, there's a C# one, but I don't see like this one being updated so that it's targeting all the right things. And that's what we really truly need. So I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's actually a special feed, if I remember from the page, where you could actually reference the latest builds, but I don't even know when they've done a latest build on them. So anyway, I think though that we're saying that what I thought was going to be generated here is what's going to come out, and that's good enough. So now we're going to have to get into the nitty-gritty stuff. How do we actually get this to work? So this episode's way over. We'll figure out some more stuff in the next one. Thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.